Hey guys, what's up? It's Darkmech here and welcome back to another dungeon preview for Battle for Azeroth Alpha. So today we are having a look at Atal'Dazar, which is the troll temple in Atal'Dazar. Now this is really cool. Like, out of all the dungeons, that I've seen so far, I've been really impressed with this one. The boss fights are probably my favorite out of all the dungeons I've done so far, and there's only 4 available to actually do at the moment. But even the mobs and things like that in here, like there's a whole range of different mobs, berserkers, witch doctors, troll rogues, triceratops, pterodactyls, tyrannosaurus rexes. They did a really good job in this, and even in regards to what some of the packs consist of, they've got these horrors that throw out rotting decay, which you need to continually move out of. The shield bearers cast these bulwark of jujus, which you have to again move the mobs out of or stun. The mob density in here seems to be really good as well, in regards to really being suited to like big number AoE as well, which is, always fun. So this is a 4-boss dungeon. There's 2 bosses up the top of the temple, 1 on each side, there's 1 down the bottom, and you need to progress through those 3 before you can get to the last boss. So I went to the top and the right side in this run, which took me to the first boss that we did, which was Volcal, who's marked as the 2nd boss on the list. So I'm not sure if you're supposed to go the other way. I don't know if it actually really matters. There's 3 reanimating totems around this large triangle sort of area, where they form a triangle, and you need to kill the reanimated totems before you can actually kill the boss, as the totems continually heal the boss. So it's just a matter, he just kind of jumps around and throws out green stuff. You don't want to stand in the green stuff, you don't want to get jumped on, and you want to kill the totems. These ads are sometimes 2 ads spawn when you pull the boss, and sometimes they don't, so I don't know if that's just an alpha bug or if there's going to be ads spawning when you pull the boss. But once the totems are dead, he becomes large and gooey and starts throwing out all of this rotting decay kind of stuff on the ground. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to trace the shape of a triangle with him. Well, this is what I've been doing so far, because you can see the ground fills up quite quickly with that rotting decay, and I'm probably moving a tad too quickly in this video. But it obviously straight away lends your brain to the implications of the DPS checks that are going to be required in this dungeon when you hit large tyrannical keys and things like that. So this is, again, I just thought this was a really cool boss fight to see in an introductory normal dungeon. I think that's, I really like the totems and kind of having to use that ground space cleverly. Once he's down, you can run sort of down back into the center of the temple. There's a lever. You can go back into the middle. You fight some triceratops, some more trolls. There's some pterodactyls. The pterodactyls will fear you. The triceratops will stun you and charge over the place. And then you can go down the bottom and you can fight Rezan, who is the 3rd boss in here. It's the one we're doing second, and it's this armored Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is just goddamn cool. Now this has to be a mount. If Blizzard don't make this a mount, I will be hella mad. He does these, or the Tyrannosaurus Rex does this terrifying visage, which you need to LOS to avoid being feared. He'll also res these animated raptors, which you can see are the purple piles on the ground, so you just need to be picking them up and killing them. And then he'll do like a Thok-like ability from Siege of Orgrimmar, where he'll set his sights on someone to devour them. You get eyes on your head like the fixates, and you need to run away. If you get caught, he devours you. Now in normal, this does nothing. I'm assuming in high mythic levels we may see it, deal a hell of a lot of damage, and probably heal the boss as well, is what I would be thinking. So that's pretty much the gist of this one, but again, really cool. You need to keep it in a place where you're able to have your group line of sight around pillars. And again, it's not like it's brand new boss mechanics or anything like that, but it's got a refreshing spin on it. I quite enjoyed that boss. Then we move up to this staircase. There's 3 skulls that breathe fire. Now this is the first group that I was in where people actually managed to figure out there's 3 skulls on the wall and they go 1, 2, 3 in regards to fire, and we should wait before we run forwards. It mind boggles me that that's still a thing. Anyway, this is the 3rd boss that we're doing in here, which is Priestess Atal'Dazar, and it's marked as the 1st boss on the list, but again, you can do this wherever you want. The thing I liked about this is this pack is separate from the boss, but it mimics the boss's mechanics, so you can actually kind of learn how to do this boss by doing this pack. These priestess here, they cast this ability called Transfusion. You can see these brown swirls on the ground that leave big blood marks. When you get a transfusion, a yellow beam on you, you need to step into a puddle to turn that beam into red, which stops it from healing and causes damage and enables you to kill them. So you can see when you pull Priestess here, you get another 2 Priestesses that come, and they cast Transfusion. When that cast's going off, you want to go and jump into a puddle, and that'll cause the beam that comes out of you to be blood instead of healing them. The boss does the exact same thing, so this is like a pay attention boss as such. Whenever Transfusion's going up on ads if you target it or the boss actually casts a beam onto every single person, whereas the Priestess ads only cast a beam onto a single person they're targeting. The boss will cast it onto everyone, so everyone needs to make sure they jump in a puddle when Transfusion's going off on the boss to avoid the boss healing and to make sure that you can do damage to the boss. And again, you know, I think that's a really cool mechanic to have in normal, especially if they're going to add more things in the mythic difficulty, or you add affixes in there. That's cool. I was really impressed with that. So after those 3 bosses are dead, we run back past the fire, and we run over to this waterfall, which then turns into a staircase and takes us up to the final boss in here, which is Yasma, which is like a bug thing. So you run up the stairs, there's these purple void spiders and these purple little globs that you just kind of need to make sure that you're dodging when you get up. Once somebody gets up to the top of the stairs, Yasma runs to the back of the room, and when everyone's up, you can engage her. Now, Yasma is interesting. Yasma has a interruptible cast called Racking Pain, which you need to interrupt, obviously. She also has this debuff called Soul Rend. Now, she'll mark 1 player at a time on normal with Soul Rend, and what that means is puts a debuff on you, and you need to run as far from Yasmir as you can. When the debuff expires, it makes this void ad, and I was just about to point on my screen, but you can see the purple ad. That is going to make its way back to the boss, which you stun, you slow. I don't know if you can punt them back, but you need to kill it. If it gets back to the boss, it goes boom and you pretty much die, or there's a hell of a lot of damage. And this is cool as well, because the ground's filling up with purple shit from the debuff and from the stuff that she throws out. I'm not sure if that's from the cast, the Racking Pain or not. But you need to make sure that you're sort of paying attention to that. And if DPS don't move far away with that debuff, and the egg gets back to it, it pretty much screws the pooch. So that is it, guys. As I said, I've been really impressed with this dungeon. From a boss fight perspective, it's only normal, but it's not reinventing the wheel. But it's still really nice, engaging boss mechanics. So that's my 2 cents on Atal'Dazar. Anyway, it's a massive thumbs up from me, guys. And I'm really looking forward to seeing sort of how this scales in the Mythic Plus difficulties as well. Any questions, guys, hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for checking out the video, and I'll see you all next time. See you guys.